That's why. Yeah. Get a little bit of. Oh. Yeah, yeah, well, that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, because like I had a little dance which I got when I saw he responded, so I rocked it, and then I was like, so I went back to my response and I finished it.
It says desktop one versus party one.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel really bad. Are you just not gonna wear the hat now?
We'll see. Want me to just make you the host? Okay. It's just like a child size. I demand to be taken seriously. I gotta get a picture of you guys. You guys are amazing. Oh my goodness.
I don't feel bad. Brad put the tag off this one, and there's only one. And that's how I know it's the one that. No offense to your species.
You know.
That was something I would say.
Oh my goodness. Amanda, do you have a printout? Oh. All good. No, yeah, it's all good. All good. Yeah. All right, folks. We will get started. One of my favorite shows is Arrested Development for any of you guys who like, and there's always money in the banana stand, but there's a character in the show, he says, I demand to be taken seriously. And I feel like I need to say that wearing this ridiculously small hat. Perching atop my oversized dome, apparently. Dollar store only sells child-sized hats, apparently. So you're just gonna have to deal with the ridiculousness. $1.33, you know? It got me. All right, we will get started. Welcome to December team meeting. It was fantastic seeing so many of you on Friday night, as well as getting to meet many of your plus ones, your partners, spouses, friends, etc. So that was a great time. A special thanks to the front row for pulling it off. Let's give it up for them. All right, what are we doing here? Let's continue as we always get started. Who can we shout out? What are we grateful for? Etc. as we launch into the end of the year. I'll start as you guys all think. You know, when you find out like your best friend is a best friend to somebody else, and you can have like two thoughts. One is like, oh, I'm jealous, or wow, they're just a remarkable person. Same with you as that person. She is the best friend to so many. I was talking with her yesterday. It's like, man, you host like 80 events a year. You bring creativity, you bring joy. And I know that like what you do for Legacy alone is remarkable, let alone our agents and our teams, let alone others that you're in business with. So I'm grateful for you, Sam. Hats off for all that you do for us. Yeah. Take that as agreement. Who else? Caitlin, then Tara.
I'm grateful for Cassandra. Just when there's little mistakes or this change, it's just the tiny little details. She's on it. She's on top of it, and
So
I'm like, I probably just gave her a big headache, but she handled it with grace and does a great job. If she does that for everyone, that's impressive.
That's good for you.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody's chimed in here. Let the silence talk. Let the silence talk. Tara, how about you?
Back off of Caitlin.
Oh man.
I'm very thankful for Cassandra because we were building a database just so we can gauge where we're at financially, and she was able to help us with that. So it was outside of her little box, but I'm very thankful that she was able to help us.
Cassandra Love Fest. Anybody want to jump on the train? You know, this is worth it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah, she's out. She's out. Who else? One or two more. I'm thankful for Preston's jammy pants this morning. Oh, you guys. Oh, revolting. Gosh, you're just that couple. Yeah, Gina.
Berlin for helping really get a view of smart plans and really, like, it takes a minute to really see it and to really know what the steps are. But once you actually are like, oh, I've looked at it 20 times, but now I really see it, it's actually not that hard. So I appreciate the time that she took with Mason and I, so that now I can have Mason make smart plans.
Now I know so much, so that, yeah. Hey, you know, hey, I support that. One more. I need to stop saying one more, because anytime you put the last one out there, people go, oh, I don't want to be that person. Grateful to have the Ginger Coon team here and have Joel joining the party this time. That's great. Yeah, of course. Well, what do we got next here? Oh, every month we do kind of agent spotlight, who's doing some cool things, and just put up just a few logos of some of you all out there. The Mucci team, the Sanford team, CA Lamb team, and the Killy team. Just a few of those that we noticed, because if it didn't happen on social media, you can't tell. But some just remarkable acts of service in their databases for their communities, giving back during this time. So wanted to acknowledge you all, and I know that that's just the tip of the iceberg in some of the remarkable things y'all have done to serve and to give back in this time. But those were a few that we noticed in particular. We also wanted to highlight Gina Van Orsdale. Gina, are you on here? I don't want to highlight you in your total absence. I know that you often are, but today would be. Oh yeah, you are on here. That's great. We did this trip giveaway. We're doing this trip giveaway for any agent that hits the $60,000 GCI mark, and Gina has been like focus, like she put it on, and she's been gazelle intense, and she just crossed that threshold a couple of weeks ago, and it's been fun to have an up close look at your business this year, Gina. You're dialed in, you're accountable, you're doing the stuff that we talk about, and so I'm proud of what you've been able to accomplish. And who knows, maybe you'll win the trip drawing. I felt nervous. I'm like, I hope she knows the trip isn't guaranteed. It's just a drawing. It said that everywhere, but speaking of trip giveaway, there's a whole passel of y'all that are on there. Sorry for those whose names are blocked, but we have, what is that? How many names is that, Amanda?
40.
40 some, a lot of people who have a chance. And is Tom Heidi on there yet for the repeat? Yeah. Where is he? He was here earlier. Must be present to win. Yeah, for those of you who missed last year, and if those of you who've joined us recently, we haven't had the chance to add to the mix. The initial person who drew was on a plane when her name was drawn. Sorry, so must be present or on the Zoom in order to win. All right, Amanda, I've talked enough. Who can we welcome this month?
Okay, there are, I want to say 9 new agents that we added, 1 agent that was already on the team but is now licensed, and 1 special admin. So unlicensed, yes.
Yeah.
So a little bit of combination of everything. Mackenzie Brown, Ryan Grandin, Carly Campo, who is on Tracy Jones's team. She just got her license. Savannah Waffler joining JMA. Greg McClellan, joining Sam Holmes, Sam Talbot, Brant Sanson, and he just joined the Sanford team.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Oh man, Brent,
He's
I'm so
on
sorry.
here. If I'm
He
wrong,
is-
you can
he
tell
is
me,
on
but
here.
I practiced a couple times.
I don't know if I said your name wrong, Brent, but I thought your name wrong this whole time. Well, I don't
And
know.
the Ginger Coon team, so we have Ginger Coon, Joel Gladys, who is right there, John Fletcher, and Tiffany Miller, who I was alluding to as the special.
And not on here because she joined in the last several days, but Alicia Moore Anderson, who just joined us on Monday. So yeah, so glad to have you. And thanks, Amanda. Anytime someone joins, Amanda, Nicole, and Cassandra and Lynn, like it takes a whole village to get people plugged in and rolling. So thanks to y'all for doing that.
One other thing while I'm standing up here, we are doing a give back with Refuge of Hope, who we've done like multiple years. They always have something they need. This year they need men's underwear, any style, size,
New.
kind. Please. And, oh man, and gloves. I will be dropping them off next Friday, so there's a bin back here, so if you guys could just, do that, that would be fantastic. And now I wanna
Next
sit
Friday,
down.
do by
the underwear
next
thing.
Friday.
Yeah, next Friday.
Sit down.
Please let me sit down.
I think Shannon Bragg just came to this meeting just to show off the amazing sweater. Shannon, stand up real quick. That is pretty. That's pretty good. Pretty good. You'll all have the chance to showcase later, but I think you're here solely for that purpose. Your wife was embarrassed as you were walking out the door. Cassandra, come on up. And can we highlight Cassandra's sweatshirt? Holy moly. She does. I think there's a separate room for her Christmas storage.
They live under my bed.
Okay.
There are containers. All right, so profit share last month was $21,227.84, which year to date puts us at $368,732.
All right. That's good. That's good. We'll take it.
Our November cappers are Tina Bagnoli and the Svetlets. Yay!
You guys just like boom, crushed this fall. You had a serious several weeks there, so doesn't take long.
And a ton of top producers this month.
41.
Fantastic word. Holy baloney, that's a big number.
Man, you just know these numbers. I'm so
I gave you
pleased.
an average estimate on the trip giveaway. That's-
Okay. I respect that. I respect that.
It was 42, it's 21 on each side.
Dang it.
Okay.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for the hard work.
Seriously, just give a hand to this too. Some familiars and some fresh faces. So that's a fantastic move. Well done. Was it the power of the Jamie pants, Preston? Every closing in flannel. Okay. Let me know how that goes for you. Awesome. Cassandra, is this you?
Well,
Is Emily on the phone?
Emily,
It's actually gonna be Priscilla. I'll be taking.
Priscilla, even better. Hang on a
No,
second.
yeah, no problem. Sorry about, there was a double booking on our end, so I will be helping you guys out today. Whenever
That's
you're.
awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Perfect. So really quick again, everybody here, my name is Priscilla Mendoza and I am the Business Development Specialist for Clearwater Healthcare Benefits. Emily Majeka is still be your account manager. She helps out with everything that's going to be for the Clearwater partnership. So she will still be your go-to. I'm here to go ahead and just help fill in and give you guys just a quick rundown of why we're partnered with you. So we had an amazing call with your team leaders here, and we knew that this was going to be something that's going to be perfect that would fit your market center. So what is Clearwater Benefits, right? Obviously, as you can see, healthcare benefits, we provide everything that's in the marketplace along with our products. So you have access to have everything that's going to be that's on healthcare.gov, and then along with the Clearwater benefits as well. So with that being said, we had a great meeting where we built a partnership where we're able to actually provide our KW offices with an additional 20% off on all of the healthcare benefits. So that includes anything that's from a health share product, our major medical plans, or supplements plans. So that includes on supplements, of course, that's dental, vision as well. And so you don't have to actually be on medical to have the others, but of course you always want to have your full spread there available to you. So what we go ahead and do here is we provide a option for people that are 1099s, and that's specifically why we have these partnerships with a lot of KW offices, and then of course other real estate offices as well. So we wanted to go ahead and just introduce ourselves, let you know more or less what you can expect as far as a partnership when it comes to Clearwater and your office. So again, it's KW Legacy that's here, correct?
You got it.
So sorry. And so I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew who we were. Now, usually as part of what we provide, everything that's going to be on the partnership is you won't actually have to go to your MCA office. You won't have to worry about anything coming out of your commission checks or anything like that. You'll work directly with us. You'll have, we operate similar to what like a vendor. So there's a pre-negotiated discount, of course. You check in with us, we collect the dues, you come again directly to us for anything that you may need. I do want to go ahead and just make sure that I hit a couple of bullet points here. If there's any team leaders in the room, this is going to be a great opportunity as well for you, where you can add that into your possibly recruiting pieces that you may have, something that you can offer to your director of ops. Maybe I'll call it your personal assistant, whatever the case may be. This is going to be an additional option that would be available to them as well. So you'll have every access to the plan that's on the marketplace. Specifically for Clearwater, there are 2 product lines that are offered to us, and that's something that you can find that would be 30% less expensive than comparable plans. And that's going to be like our group plans for individuals, 1099s, and then business owners. The second, of course, is our secular health share plans. Those are going to run about 70% less than comparable plans on the exchange. Now, all of the Clearwater plans do include mental health at no cost, telehealth at no cost, and then all of your preventative checkups are also offered at no cost as well. We want to make sure that you're actually being able to go and get checked out each and every year. So we offered that as incentive available again for the Clearwater plans. This is not going to cost your market center anything. We don't require anything as far as a number of enrollments. Currently, right now, it is open enrollment. If you are shopping around, please go to myagenthealth.com. In there, it's going to ask you, right, just preliminary questions. What is your name, your phone number, email? But then it's also going to ask, who are you affiliated with? That's where you're going to go in that drop-down box and you're going to find your office. And then once you select that, that's where it'll go in and, of course, start getting you a quote, asking you, are you a smoker, non-smoker, things like that, age, and we'll get you the best plan that fits for you. Now, it may not necessarily always be a Clearwater plan. We always like to make sure that we provide the best service and get you set up directly with the best plan that's fit for you. So just you can go in there again, shop around and find out what is going to be the best option for you and your family. With that being said, we also are going to be providing you guys with an open enrollment guide, which kind of feels like an HR packet that has information that provides all of the plans that are going to be available for you for the year 2024. So you can kind of take a look into that as well, kind of see, hey, do I want a share plan or do I actually want the full on insurance? Now, as far as open enrollment goes, it did start November 1st, but it ends on January 15th. So just, you have that time. Anybody that's comes on after that, Clearwater still has some plans that are going to be available for you. So if it's somebody that let's say you bring on an agent in March, they'll actually have options to go ahead and still choose a plan. And our major medical plan that's done with Clearwater is actually available year round to enroll. So just want to go ahead and make sure that we guys just hit those couple of bullet points that are available to you. You'll see a couple of recruiting pieces that are going to be that you can utilize. And then, of course, any kind of retention pieces that you can use as well. And I know I'm talking to a room full of agents here, so I just want to just let you guys know that, again, if you are trying to build a team, that's going to be available for you as well. But other than that, Emily is going to be, again, your account manager. She'll be your go-to. You can contact her there. And then again, the website is myagenthealth.com. And that's where you can go ahead and get started and start shopping around.
Awesome. Thanks, Priscilla. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
myagenthealth.com. myagenthealth.com.
myagenthealth.com. Yes.
Awesome. And Cassandra has more information to email out. So thank you. Huge benefit. I'm asked regularly, gosh, what should I do as it relates to insurance? So this is a fantastic solution.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Rich, this is your cue. Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, this slide is up for every single meeting simply because as you may have heard, Gary Keller settled a $40 million lawsuit because agents continue to call, text without permission from the consumer. So auto dialers are also, if you're hiring a company that has an auto dialer, be very careful and make sure that they're not auto dialing to the do not call list. You can go to, I think it's donotcall.gov or something like that. There is a list of people that you're not allowed to solicit. So that means anything from asking if they're looking for a home or if they want to sell their home, any kind of solicitation. So please make sure you're scrubbing those lists, or the company that you're working with is scrubbing those lists, because we need to protect the brokerage as well. We don't want to be sued, and we don't want to see you sued. We don't have a $40 million check to write, so we can't do that. All right.
That'll be the next year giveaway.
No.
Yeah.
That's all right. So last month I had the opportunity to attend NAR. There were a few things in there, but I'm going to go through and kind of say, mix in some stuff that we're changing here, but also some things that I learned at NAR. So my first question to you is, according to NAR, what % of sellers only interview one agent?
You want us to guess?
Yeah.
70.
I was gonna say 67. Oh,
73%, which is crazy because when you think, I know that you go into houses where you're in multiple situations for listings, but you also go into them and you're the only agent. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're trying to show value and you're negotiating commission. So the next thing I will say is, according to Consumer Reports, what % of agents will cut their commission simply because the seller asks? Just right off the bat, because the seller asked.
97.
Not as bad, 67%. So we're not showing our value, and that's pretty crazy to think that just because the seller asks that question. I mean, how many times do you go into a store and say, hey, can you reduce this refrigerator by $1,000? Doesn't happen, right? Oh, right. Next time I need appliances, I'm taking you.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
I believe it.
all right, so with that being said, we're talking about commission, some things that are gonna be changing, as we know the lawsuits are out there. Our listing agreement as of January 1st will be changing a little bit. It will no longer have in there that is a flat 7%. That is going to have a blank there. Now, you know that you can charge whatever is necessary, whatever you feel your value is here at KW. You don't have to call and ask for permission to reduce the commission, but I would say to you, just because we haven't put 7% on there or 6%, again, show your value, get that commission. We're also gonna change it to where it's a little bit easier to read, because I've had some feedback from some teams that say it's a little confusing because it says the total commission, and then down here it tells me how I'm gonna split that up. So we're actually gonna change that to where it's gonna say what the listing company, so our company commission is, what the buyer's representative commission is, if any at all, hopefully there is, but if any at all, and then the total commission. So that way it's just easier to read. We're all used to X plus X equals, and so that's how it's going to read on them, okay? All right.
Effective one.
That'll be January 1.
Got it.
So Amanda will be getting that to send to Dot Loop, and they'll be getting it uploaded. And those of you that have your own loops, please make sure to start using the right listing agreement, because I know teams keep their own listing agreements and their own documents. You will need to change that. That will not change automatically for you, except for if you use our templates for the brokerage. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we have seen everything, as we all know, become more and more expensive, right? So one of the things that you may have heard, you may not have heard, is KW, not only do they provide amazing technology and tools and things for us, but because increases continue, they are going to increase the agent fee by $20 per agent per month starting next year. We have decided as a company that we do not want to see that passed on to you as the agent. So what we're going to do is starting January 1, we are going to increase our additional commission fee from $225 to $295. So that's the other change on the listing agreement. It'll also be on the purchase agreement. The $225 will be gone starting January 1st. There will be some overlap. We understand that you're writing commissions or you're writing deals now, and that's fine. So you'll have a couple months of overlay. If you accidentally use the wrong purchase agreement, not the end of the world. We're not going to come back to you for that difference. But I would say by the end of January, you should be having that $295 listing agreement, purchase agreement being used. One of the other things is, as a benefit to you as the agent, is we are going to increase that $75 if you're on the 70-30 plan. Instead of just getting 75, you're going to get an additional 25. So you'll get $100 out of that 190, that 295 that we'll be charging. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay, so if you hear any grumblings through other Keller Williams franchises that say the fees going up or whatever, you're covered, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else with that part?
No.
Okay. All right, a couple other things, a minimum commission. So we met with the ALC, and as commissions have continued to fluctuate, we are going to adopt in our brokerage a minimum commission of 2% for the listing side of the commission. So you can do pretty much whatever you want, but you're not going to be able to go below 2% if you are uncapped. So if you are capped, of course, we can't control that. You could charge 0 if you really wanted to. And sadly, I've seen some agents lately get 0 checks because certain situations have happened, but nobody likes to work for free. 2% is going to be the new minimum that you can charge if you are uncapped. Okay. One of the things that came up with this is we also have a personal property document that's going to be coming out to you probably January 1st as well. I think it will be January 1st. I think we have that covered.
Yep.
For those of you that are selling personal property, you know that if you are uncapped, it is a flat $500 to sell that property for yourself for the listing side.
With no additional commission.
Right, no additional commission, just a flat 500. And if you are capped, it's $225.
Yep.
$225. Again, there's no additional commission to that. That's just a flat rate. What we're seeing is agents are not actually owning these properties. Maybe their spouse owns the properties, or there's an LLC that owns the properties and they are not in ownership of that. Unfortunately, we ran into a situation where it's costing the brokerage a financial hardship because agents are kind of taking advantage of this. So I would say to you, if you do not own the LLC, the corporation, are not married to the spouse that is selling the property, and you cannot show any ownership or financial gain from that property, it is not considered a personal property. You will have to prove that it is a personal property. So when you go to sell your own property, if it's in an LLC, then you need to provide Cassandra with those LLC documents to show that you are in fact even a 1% owner of that property. We have to see that you actually own the property.
We decide we were gonna make a document for this.
We do have a document for this.
Perfect.
It'll be out January 1st. It'll be in Dot Loop. Yep. Like I said, I think Mark and I, we've all looked at it with the team, so it should be good to go.
Can you upload that and your proof of ownership in the LLC to the Dot Loop?
That would be great. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can add that as language to the policy from a procedural standpoint.
Clarify, I can still take commission on a personal property if I want
Absolutely,
to,
you can.
but then it's just going to be processed the regular.
Correct. Yep, it can just be processed.
If I want the $500 deal, then I take 0.
And you just pay the brokerage $500. Yep, that's right. Any questions about that? Well, you guys are quiet today. All right. All right, we'll get into some of the other stuff. So for NAR, I guess I would ask, what is the number one reason why people buy a product or service? It's the number one reason that they would go with a company or a service provider. What's the value? Value?
Experience.
They see it
Trust.
first.
How many people?
Yes.
Okay. Credibility. So credibility is the number one reason. that
You're all wrong.
Go with it.
Trust, just close. Yeah, yeah. Wrong word,
I
but
mean, I wrote my answer. Right, whatever you said, I had something else. He's not lying. Credibility is actually the first one. Price is number 8. There are 7 things before price. So credibility, quality of services, company or agent reputation, level of service and support, reliability of salesperson, responsiveness to complaints, and availability to meet deadlines. The reason that I bring this up is because as we're talking about commissions and things that are changing and showing your value as you're hopefully using buyer agency agreements, and when you go into the listing appointments, keeping your commissions where you should be earning them at, is price is not the number one thing that most consumers look at. In fact, I have to say, what's the percentage you think of consumers, like the first thing they look at is price? What's the percentage? If you would say the first thing that if I'm a person that I only look at price, what's the percentage of that? The individuals. Ooh, you're close. 15% of consumers shop on price alone. That's the first and only thing they look at. They don't care about quality or anything else. And so for all of you, I would say you want the other 85%.
yeah.
So, right, so the thing is choose the right clients, work with the best and turn away the rest. And that's the motto that you need to have. So, the last thing that they were saying is for those of you that are looking for a different style of marketing, YouTube is a very great way for you to get your name out there and advertising with videos and things like that. If you go right now to YouTube and you type in Canton, Ohio real estate, you're probably going to see maybe 3 or 4 things pop up. And they're probably going to be from 9 months, 12 months, 13 months ago. So you could really dominate that market of YouTube. And the last thing is when you're at the closing table or before you get to the closing table, get a video testimonial real quick of your client. Instead of waiting for the Google testimonials, get a video when they're super excited at the closing table, giving those keys and signing their life away for that money. For that house, get that video. That's the most exciting time that they have and the best experience that they're going to have with you. So, any questions?
Just hitting it all today, Rich.
Yeah, all those things.
Broker
All right.
par excellence. Thanks, Rich. All right, I think we have our friend. Oh, no, we got this. We got this. You want to run this for us? What if-
Sure, I'd love to. If you look festive, come on back.
Shannon, get down here. Talenia, Diana, definitely. Carly, definitely.
You just holding that up.
What's that?
That one already.
Yeah.
What package?
It's so cute.
Look at these festive people.
Sandra, you gotta get up there at least a pic.
Not all that.
Who do we think?
Okay, should we do the hand thing again?
Sure.
Okay. If you think Carly's the most festive up here. give
Oh,
her-
that's
Oh, my.
Scandal.
Check out the Santa there. Diana.
I mean, check out those tights.
This is a package deal.
I can see it. Well, that's difficult.
What do we think? Do we narrow it down? And the first one? Do you think the first one? Does anybody else agree with the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
We count up our delightful goodie
Yes.
bag.
No jumper cables. Wait, what is it that usually normally gives out?
That's very
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
All right, as Carly is selecting her prize, Sam and Andrea, come on up, come on down. Oh, got to fetch a pail of water.
Like, yeah, so not like witty to like do a rhyme. Not that cool. You said well prepared.
It's disrespectful in here.
Thank you.
I love this office. I hope you guys know that. When Rich calls and says we need 4 turkeys, Sam is ordering turkeys. Gina says we need a fruit parfait situation. I'm getting on point fruit.
I don't know how you do it.
Lynn said my fruit was on point today, and I just was looking like blueberry, raspberries. But we love partnering with you guys. We really appreciate the business. It's been a great year. We're looking forward to 2024. With that, we are planning our calendar for CEs and classes. I know Scott is a big emailer and texter. That's probably a thing. Hey, I would love to see a class on this. I would love to learn more about this. If you guys have any ideas for this year, please let us know. We would like to bring value to you, all of you guys. So besides the core CEs that everyone is like, do we have to go to those? You don't have to, but we do a nice spread of lunch and stuff. So let us know what ideas so we can plan our calendar for the year. Cool.
In a designation, we were thinking about doing a designation class, so
Yeah.
we kicked around the staging one, which. you
6
actually
hours.
took. And it's really good. I
You
mean, she
get-
says it's good, so I'm assuming. it's
Yeah, I
good.
took it back in like 2015, 2016. You got all the Sherman Williams.
Sure.
The paper words are not. Like you go in. Funny. Sam tonight, I was my all. You have all the paint colors of this year. I don't know. I thought like going on the single brightness, I fan some colors and be like, you should really paint this this color. I don't know, it's a fun class. You get a booklet and there's all sorts of things about staging and like decluttering and stuff. So, but it is
So if
6
you have
hours.
ideas, let us know.
6 hours. Okay. Anything else on that?
Everybody just wondered, lad.
Where'd she get that pail for?
Okay, so last night I decided to pull everyone that closed a deal in November with us.
Ooh.
And I had Post-its on my desk and I just went with it. And then this is only 1 per agent. Like it's not
Okay.
like.
Not multiple if you did
No,
multiple.
look, that's in November.
All right.
So,
Good
so
November.
what we decided to do is. I'm making this up a little bit. No, I thought about this. Okay, I'm gonna pick 2 people. And I would like, you have a $50 spend of something like that's on your holiday wish list.
Oh.
For
okay.
you?
For you, a gift that you need to buy. Hopefully it's not like a
Could be for
turbo
us?
that I can't find. All the way. You guys remember that? We just watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it's not a gift I can't find, but basically you have $50 to buy a new book, whatever you want. Okay,
Wow.
what do you guys think?
I think it's great.
2 people?
2 people.
Wow, you're gonna pick them? Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all trust me.
No, no. No, Cassandra does the other.
You've got credibility, I trust.
Yes, credibility.
You.
Number 1 trait,
Go ahead with yours. Oh, I don't need it.
Krasinski.
Well, you have to say it.
Gabrielle, Tracy Jones's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Is this a must be president in order to win?
Yeah.
Well, no.
There's, well,
They could be online.
Are you online, Gabrielle?
Let me check.
and Melissa Sanford.
Oh.
Neither one of them. I feel like it's shady. We just came to old after.
What do you guys think?
Listen, if you can't win,
I
then
think it makes sense.
And should we get these people, raise your hand? Must be present to win. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the tribe has spoken. Savage.
Everybody needs to sign an NDA before we leave.
All right.
We're checking soon.
Oh, it was Cindy Carpenter,
Mm,
Hannah Laps, Jared Dutton,
Jared?
Christina Roberto,
No.
Carol Cooper,
Oh, my goodness. It's turning into a trail of tears. Bob? Bob? Wow. Bob's online? We are alleging that there's a Bob Fincher is online. Let's go. Two.
Tina Van.
She's online. All right.
It's better to throw them.
Thank you guys.
My hat? You guys really want to know?
Yeah.
Nobody asked. You got one that fits at our heads. Congratulations.
My husband, but he went $1 to me.
Oh, my goodness. This is hard to watch. We'll get it later. We'll get it later. All right. Is that workplace harassment? All right, we're gonna have just a brief conversation. This is, how many of you have done business planning already for 2024? I'm seeing like 7% of the room. This is not business planning as much as mindset and how we should be thinking as we approach 2024. So kind of a brief conversation around that. We're going to talk about kind of the four major steps to winning in 2024. Number one, what's reality? We've all met people who, I'm going to sell 100 houses this year, and you sold 2 houses last year. So let's talk about your reality and the reality of the market, as well as your mindset relative to that. Let's talk about kind of the best practices of goal setting. Let's talk about identifying the gap between your reality and that goal, and then let's talk a little bit about execution. So understanding the market, and I do this oftentimes, but I'm going to have three of you share. If you're going to meet with a client today, says, tell me what you're thinking about the market in 2024. What are a couple of you saying? I want to hear from 3 of you. Say more about that.
I do believe it'll be strong. I still think even in December, personally, we're still moving.
Yeah.
For December. And so I think that once the rates stabilize a bit, which I believe they will, I think we'll keep moving pretty strong.
Okay. Ginger says strong, encourage. Who else wants to add to that or share their line?
Until they start building a ton of houses, we're still gonna have an inventory issue. So the demand still should be there.
Yep. Inventory is the major marker that's driving this whole thing. Absolutely. Yeah, Sam.
I think it being a election year will help us.
Say more about that.
I don't know too much.
Okay.
about politics, but.
So you're telling me you're voting for no. So in election years, rates traditionally come down. Yep. Like to promise the world, and often that means consumer-friendly policies are put in place, which doesn't mean they stay in place. Jessica and Cliff are nodding like, yeah, that's what we see from the mortgage side of things. Scott, were you gonna chime as well?
Well, I think, obviously, I think you tell people what they're looking forward towards the spring market, but I tell people right now is a great time to buy. There's not as much inventory, but there's less people necessarily fighting for that, so you might be able to get a better opportunity. Now, consider what it's going to be like come March, April, when rates, you can always refinance. But if the rates come down, more people come to the market, you may be paying more in trying to get that property done. So I try to tell them where we're at and where we're headed.
Yes. Yeah, Tiffany.
I know, like, we're seeing like some of the listing side, that the whole days on the market and all of that stigma, like it's not sold in 4 days, like what is wrong? I think that we're starting to see more of that shift, not be so dramatic, where things were going under contract and same day, that the whole days on market, like longer, like 2 weeks, 30 days, 40 days is gonna be like a norm.
Yeah.
And that's kind of not gonna have a bad stigma.
Yes.
anymore. So
Yeah.
the buyers aren't gonna be
If you listed a home in September and it sat for 3 weeks, what's going on? And you as listing agents had to be prepared to have like less common conversations. And you're saying next year, hopefully that's kind of like, oh, well, it's on the market for a couple weeks because that's what houses do. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, Lynn.
You got Holly thinking it's gonna come down in middle of January? Middle of January. What she's thinking. It's gonna
Okay.
get better, a little bit better next year.
Okay. Mike.
So in addition to all of this, we're all thinking about the consumer side of it. For people who are willing to stay strong as agents, the people who are agents who aren't going to stay strong and back out, there's actually gonna be more clients for us.
Yeah. So that's absolutely true. The agent to inventory ratio has been massively unsustainably skewed in the last couple of years. 1.3 million agents for roughly 4 million sales. That's not great math. You're not making a living if you're selling 3 homes on average per year. And so we've already begun to see this. Again, you've heard me say it before, but the good news is that nothing happens first in Ohio. So we see things happen on the coasts and then it trickles inward. We're seeing this happen in bigger markets. The volatility is happening there and it's trickling inward, but it hasn't hit yet. So like Star, as one of the boards that we're a part of here, its membership has held and actually kind of it's grown in a false way because we've had people transfer in from other boards as well. And I suspect we'll see some trickle there, but that's good news to your point for those who are looking to stay. The pie, your percentage of the pie has the opportunity to grow. There's no guarantee there, but it has the opportunity to grow. From a expectation for 24, again, nobody has a crystal ball, but right now it looks as though approximately the same number of homes sold in 23 will be sold in 24. It's not as though it's going to go cut in half. The bottom doesn't appear to be falling out, though I imagine we will see some price softening. A couple things, and we're not going to dive into this now, but for those of you who are C's on the disc, you probably do this. You're showing up to a listing appointment with all of the details dialed in from a stats standpoint. And if you're not that way, this is an important time to lean into that. A couple metrics that are helpful to look at. Sales price as a percentage of list price that shows what consumers are actually willing to pay for homes. And we're beginning to see that trickle down. During 21, sale price as a percentage of list price was like 102%. Now we're down like 97, 96, kind of depending on your municipality. So that's an important thing that's a lead indicator for what pricing is going to be doing. Days on market is obviously, as Tiffany highlighted, a huge thing to highlight. And then inventory, 6 months, as we know, is a balanced market, and we're far from a balanced market, which to Preston's point, proves the bottom won't fall out even as rates remain high. Then as we think about winning in the next year, so there's the market, and all too many of us, so how's real estate? And we talk about the market, and that's a fine thing to talk about. But the biggest opportunity in your business in the next year is not the market, it's you. And so your mindset around that, getting real about your production. Again, we had an agent on the panel at our team agent thing the other day who sold 3 deals 1 year and sold 30 deals the next year because her environment changed, her mentality changed, and her skills changed. That's not typically the norm, but it does happen. And then as you think about where you're at, skill-wise, I was talking with my coach recently, who basically said, in the last 5 years, a lot of good agents haven't had to sharpen their skills. What skills, again, looking in the mirror, acknowledging that your greatest opportunity lies in you, not in interest rates. What skill are you soft in? Does your listing presentation, have you been able to kind of wing your way through listing presentations that in a way that you can't get away with if your goals are to be hit in the next year? Social media, presentation skills, etc. Then I think also as you're kind of taking stock of where you're at in the year, it's important to acknowledge wins. And to acknowledge lessons that you've learned. I'd love to hear just from a couple of you briefly, as you reflect back on the year that you've had, what's 1 or 2 lessons that you've learned relative to you and real estate? Put you on the spot. Yeah, Preston.
When you feel like things just aren't moving, keep chugging along because they eventually will catch up to you.
Yep.
I mean, last couple of years, it's easy. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, you know, you can just kind of roll in. You know, I have a buyer. I mean, buyers were hard, but like listings were a little easier. But now it's kind of like
Just keep
2
moving.
months ago, I felt like it really slowed down for me, but I just kept chugging on and
Mean-
I didn't even know it was a November property.
Meanwhile, you've had your best year ever.
Yeah.
In a, you know, you've been licensed through all of the last 3 years and you had your best year ever because there was a higher level of just keep chugging, as you said. Yeah, Tara?
I think I realize that my buyers especially want an honest me rather than like a fake happy me. So, that's something that I went in there, I noticed whenever I overly dress up, I don't know, people seem to, I don't know, put their walls up. So I literally dress in sweatshirts and stuff, make myself presentable, but I go more on their level and I
Yeah.
noticed that helps our situation a lot.
Yeah, your clients need the best version of you, not some idea, some magazine concept of who you're supposed to be.
Yep.
That's a huge takeaway. I would encourage you, if you've not taken time, goal setting is incomplete without reflection on what you've learned and what you've had the opportunity to accomplish. So from a mindset standpoint, again, when I talk with many people, well, the market, well, you know, they're not thinking inwardly. Who wants to fill in this blank? Any of you who are Glover people might know this. What you do determines your blank, not the blank. Anyone know? Come on, guys.
Results.
Not the result.
Not the market.
Yes.
Destination.
Success. Yes. Success and market. What you do determines your success, not the market. That's the mindset. So when people, how are you thinking about 2024? You don't need to be Pollyanna necessarily, but what you're doing is going to determine your success, not the market. There's no question about that. I like putting the Eye of the Tiger in there. Anyone have their like pump up song? You know, I don't know if the Eye of the Tiger is mine, but you all know what I mean when I say that. The importance of being good more than fast is higher than ever. Those who focus on being excellent are the ones who will win. And so as you think about my mentality each day, am I waking up? Gary Keller, this might offend some, he regularly talks about having a killer instinct. I'm waking up and am I ready to go and get it done? A lot of us approach our business with, oh, I like helping people. And it's not wrong to have a helping people mentality. But if you don't have an edge to it, I'm seeing nods from Mike. Mike's like all about the Eye of the Tiger here. Odds are good that you're not going to do the hard work necessary because the numbers have changed. The number of people that you need to be in a relationship with and talking with is more than it used to be in order to hit the same numbers. So you can't do the same thing and expect the same results in this market. And do you want to be a statistic? Because so many people will be making a move. And then you need to set clear goals. Gina, I want to invite you up for a minute because a big part of your role from a coaching standpoint is helping people win with goal setting. And so I asked Gina to think through negatively. You know, a lot of us set goals this time of year, and then we find ourselves in like July saying, "Oops, where did I go?" So what are a few of the things that you see why people don't hit their goals?
With 3 particular items: inadequate goal setting. So SMART, does anyone know what SMART stands for?
I do.
In the room?
S stands for?
Specific.
M stands for? A stands for?
Attainable.
R stands for?
Realistic.
T.
Timely.
There you go. Wait.
Saying that every morning.
So let me say it again: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. So we have to be realistic. I meet with people in their first goal setting meeting, and it can go 1 of 2 ways. People tend to say things like, I want to make 6 figures. And my kind of snarky response is, well, there's a lot of numbers in 6 figures. Does it have a 1 in front of it or does it have an 8 in front of it? And just having realistic, you know, I don't know about you, but like, if I can't achieve or check something off the list, I may do nothing.
Yeah.
So if you don't have realistic goals, we want you to shoot for the stars. I like to have the span. Go have your goals be 10 houses with a stretch of 20, something like that. So goals are really important. Actually, we've got a goal planning class here at the end of the month, I believe. Lack of consistency, action. So like, I find that agents really struggle with the consistency part of this. And I know why. We work for free. It's really hard to consistently continue to put time in and energy and being creative and thinking of all the things that you have to do consistently week after week after week and then continue not to come home with a paycheck. I got a really nice text message from Sam Wales last night saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe where my year is gonna end and where I'm at right now. She said, I have 4 listings right now and 2 buyers I'm working with, and she was ready to send her license back this time last year.
You're right. You're
And
right.
she's had a great year.
She has.
And so she really plugged into her goals. She really was consistent. We talked quite regularly, which leads me right into the next insufficient accountability. So whether you're brand new and in coaching, or you're in one of the different phases of coaching, or as Mark mentioned earlier, he was talking to his coach. Like Jose has a coach. So we all have coaches. We're all learning, we're all growing. So if you put those things together, you're much more likely to achieve the goals and then be able to get that paycheck at the end of it.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Gina.
Yep, you're
Appreciate it. Setting smart goals. One quick note, we're talking business. For those of you who are newer, you may not have seen this before. But one aspect of Gary's book, the one thing, is the 7 circles. And if you're far away, you may not be able to see, but you aren't just a home selling widget cranker. You're a whole person, which involves your spiritual life, your physical health, your personal life, your key relationships, your job, your business. And those are 2 different things. And your finances. And so you don't want goal setting to become overwhelming. You do so much that you don't do anything. But if you're not addressing your life in addition to your business, you're missing a huge part of it. And so my encouragement there, an exercise you can do is, and we have PDFs of this, you can print this off yourself. In each of the 7 circles, rate yourself 1 to 10. I don't know, my key relationships, I'm at a 5 because I haven't spent as much time there and X, Y, or Z. And then identifying what are the 2 that are most important for you to get right in the next year. You can't focus on 7 things at once, but you can focus on a couple, and identifying what does it look like to make strides in that category. We say God, family, then business, and I want to put this up there to underscore that. Your biggest win for 2024 may have nothing to do with your real estate sales. And that's probably actually true for most of you. Real estate sales exist to fund those things that are more important. So they're related, but the main thing. Many of you have seen this before, but just the best practice as it relates to goal setting. And just as a plug, and Gina mentioned it, a week from today, we're going to be experimenting with something called kind of a get into action workshop. So we might teach a class on a topic, and you guys can sit in the class and learn about a thing. But then a week from there, we're going to sit down and we're actually going to do the thing. And I'm not going to be up here teaching for 30 more minutes. Hey, let's do a quick review, and you get it out and you do it yourself, because many of us don't go home and do the thing that we learn about. So that's a week from today. I forget the time, but you'll get info about that. A good goal or a good approach from a business planning standpoint for your business is through creating a GPS. The G is the goal. That's the one thing such that you know whether you won or lost. In real estate sales, traditionally, that's profit. It's not volume, it's profit. I don't care about your volume if you didn't make any money last year. And there's a lot of people. Rich was talking with a team leader recently with the different brokerage. We sell a lot of houses, but there's not any money coming in from the business. And this is a big hat, no cattle sort of industry in a lot of ways. So your goal should be your profit. And then your priorities are the strategic areas that drive that. So I might have a buyer focused priority, a listing focused priority, and then say a systems based priority. I want to hire someone this year. I want to farm this. I want to do this type of marketing. I'm going to prospect in certain ways. And so those are then the strategies. The strategies become the actionable things that every day, when we talk about SMART goals, there's no question about whether you can accomplish those strategies or not. You get up and you do those strategies. It's not, oh, my strategy 5 is to sell X number of luxury homes. Like, no, that's not something that you can control. Strategy 5 might be, I'm marketing to a luxury community in X way, but it's totally controllable. This is something that we'll dive deeper into, and you'll leave next week's Get Into Action workshop having created this if you haven't done this already. Then as you think about where you are and where you're going, to steal the British phrase, in the train station, there's the line that says, mind the gap, don't fall between the landing and the train there. So just a couple notes there, the gap between where you are and where you're going. self-awareness is key. I think a lot of us think, oh, I'm a 10 out of 10 in most areas. Is that actually true? In what ways can you grow, not just from a skill standpoint, but from a self-awareness standpoint? And who in your life do you need in order to help you see those things? My greatest growth on a personal level has always come through someone helping me to be more aware of myself. Self-awareness usually, ironically enough, requires others in order to increase that self-awareness. Then to the question that I mentioned earlier, what skills have you not had to hone over the last few years that you need to hone now? And I would encourage you to get specific. One of the tools at KW is something called a growth plan, where it's, okay, I want to grow in these ways, which means I need to read these books, do these things, attend these conferences, but growth-oriented and learning-based people will win in the coming year. You guys have heard this quote, in 5 years, you'll be the same person you are today, except for the books you read and the people you meet. And I would say the skills you practice, the things you attend, the experiences that you choose to give yourself. And then finally, execute. You can have the best plan, but if you're not acting upon it, it doesn't matter. So are we clear around our daily priorities? Are we clear around who's holding us accountable? Gina's a great coach. She can't hold all of the agents in the program personally accountable on the day in, day out. And so my encouragement for anyone who's a solo agent, if you're on a team, there should be some baked in accountability, is finding another person that you can check in with on a weekly basis around how you're winning. This point here, do you operate by a rigid schedule or do you have a success list? And there's not a right answer here. Some people are very scheduled. I do this from 8 to 8:15. I do this from this to this time. I had a conversation with Jen earlier this week where I've tried to be this person. I am not this person. I win by being really clear on what I have to accomplish in a given day, and that's it. It's going to be a chaotic mess between here and the completion of those things. But it's more about getting stuff done than it is about setting a schedule. And then don't overthink it. I think many people get stuck in analysis mode as opposed to action mode. Gary Keller says that your success in real estate is in direct proportion to the number of people who, when they think about real estate, they think about you. So as you think about what should I do, it's like, no, it's that. And when you meet like the sweet lady who's been doing this, I'll pick on her since she's not here. Marcy, she doesn't have like the most advanced strategies and plans. She's been a good person who's been intentional about talking with people for 47 years in real estate, and she runs a great business as a result of it. And so I think for those of us that are tempted to get into over strategizing mode and not enough into just get on the phone or go to the event or text the friend, just get into action. There's no plan that's worth anything without the action that goes behind it. Any thoughts or questions before I transition to Lynn? Cool, Lynn. I'm going to skip that for now.
The bonus?
Yeah, I did do a bonus, but we're short on time.
Okay. So I'm gonna relate this to diet, because people understand diet, but they don't really understand technology. Command can track everything you put into it. So if you put junk into your diet, just like your database, you're gonna get junk results. So if you start putting quality information in, complete information, you're gonna get complete results. Command can also hold you accountable because it will send you an email every single day if you read them about your activity tracking. So this is what's going to be key for you is how many people did I talk to today? How many dials did I do? How many appointments did I set? That way over a span of time, you're going to see your results and you're going to see where it is. And you can pull it up. Okay, in November, I made 410 dials and I set 10 appointments. You'll be able to see that in December, I did nothing and I got nothing. So you can set this up. I can teach a class on it. I can meet with you individually, or if you want to actually start using that as your tool, it will show you tremendous results in the future.
Yep. In the reporting applet in Command, there's a goals feature where you can set all your goals. Hey, if I want to sell 40 homes, it can break it down by quarter, break it down by activity, break it down by buy side, list side. Like you can get really granular and nerdy about it, but it's only good if you actually utilize it and put the appropriate data in. It's not great as a beginning of your activity and then left alone unless you have a relationship.
It's like that. You eat junk, you're getting junk. Think of it that way when you run a database.
Eat nothing, you starve.
Nothing, you starve. You may look okay for a while.
Nice. All right. I think we're almost there. I think Ty, who's here? Mr. Duncan himself.
Oh, yeah. Always with the donuts.
Always with the donuts.
I'm gonna bring something.
That's right. What's going on, Ty?
Not much. So Ty Maley, American Fertile Warranty. So
Just wanted to say hello, and obviously I've got to meet a lot of you over the past year, so it's been a wild and crazy 2023. But really today, I just want to take a few minutes to thank each and every one of you. Those of you I met, those of you who I will get to meet. You know, just really through your grit, tenacity, and resolve, you've been able to find success. But really, your guys' success is our success, and we can't succeed without each and every one of you meeting your goals and exceeding your goals. So I just encourage you to please reach out to myself. I'd love to go over a few pointers, you know, show you guys how, you know, warranty will help, you know, get you guys there and take care of your clients, whether you're representing a buyer or seller, and just a lot of strategies that we're able to, you know, help you guys incorporate in your business and find success and just close more deals and have happier folks and get more commissions. So that's really just it. Just you know, sincere thanks to, you know, everything you guys do and for myself. And we got a few exciting changes coming out in 2024. I don't have the exact changes that we're gonna be making, but I've been told we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff. So just we'll be in touch. And if you ever have any questions, complaints, or concerns, you know, please reach out to myself. I'm always available. Be more than happy to help you out and try and resolve whatever issues you guys got. So
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
thanks a bunch, folks.
Looking sharp today. I think this is the last slide. We've got a great group already going to family reunion. So if you're at all curious about family reunion, talk with me or ask me who is awesome that's going. It's going to be a good time. February 25th as is on there. Anything else, Amanda, before we release for some lunch? Awesome. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for being here, y'all. Talk with someone you don't know.